We're now 3 months into the pandemic, and although we're starting to reopen the economy, there's still a lot of questions surrounding the Toronto real estate market. In today's episode, I'm going to address the 3 most common myths surrounding the impact of COVID-19 as it relates to home buyers and sellers. More to come after this. Welcome back to Realtor. If you're new to my channel, please take a minute to hit the subscribe button for notification on my up-to-date content. Now, since the pandemic, I've had to clear up a lot of misconceptions regarding the state of the real estate market. And hey, I don't blame people for being confused. Many media outlets, in an attempt to attract readership, put out sensational clickbait headlines evoking fear and gloom. The reason I'm calling them out on this is that they're in the business of selling readership above all else, which is accomplished by generating dramatic headlines. Here are just a few examples from April and May. From CP24, mortgage, housing agency says prices won't recover from COVID for years. Or how about this one from the Toronto Star? Home sales are down 69%. Is this a once-in-a-decade chance to get into the Toronto housing market? And finally, the worst offender, Blog TO. Home sales in Toronto are falling off a cliff this month. Really, Blog TO? Viewers, if you get nothing out of my video today, I hope you would rethink getting your future real estate information from this publication whose sole purpose is to trick you into clickbait. So no wonder why people are thinking that the sky is falling when it comes to real estate. So let me address some of the myths created in part by the media. Myth number 1, there is a drastic drop in price. It is true that we had a drop of almost 70% in sales in the first month of the pandemic, but a drop in sales does not equate to a drastic drop in price. Up to March 15th, before the stay-at-home order was announced, the Toronto real estate market was red hot, and it was on its way to another record-breaking year. This was evidenced by the demand resulting in multiple offers and a 9.2 year-over-year sales increase from 2019. The result of the drop was due to the fact that buyers weren't leaving the house to see other properties and sellers postponing the sale of their properties in the early days of the pandemic due to uncertainties. The market took a bit of a breather during that time, but the demand was still there as evidenced by an increase in online real estate searches during that same period as people had more time on their hand at home. Myth number 2, there are big deals to be had by buyers. Although there was some temporary softening of prices, particularly in the higher ticket properties, mainly those in the 1.4 million and above, the rest of the market managed to stay relatively firm for the most part. In some cases, we see prices mirroring closer to what was expected a few months back, like October or November of 2019. But that's about a 5% difference, hardly what I would call a big bargain. That dip in price came and went quickly, so at the time of shooting this video, prices are already back to, or in some cases exceeded, the pre-COVID pricing by as much as 3%. Myth number 3, home prices won't recover from COVID for years. As explained in myth number 2, prices have already exceeded pre-COVID pricing in many properties, such as condos, for example, putting that myth to bed. Now, take a look for yourself at some of these stats. This one graph, courtesy of our friend over at Broker Bay, tracks showing activities since COVID. There are 2 important takeaways from this chart. Number 1, real estate showing activities are even more busy now than February pre-COVID, and therefore resulting in a 127% increase in sold properties month over month. In the second chart, a median price for all properties in Toronto, with only a slight dip in March and April, this shows that prices are remaining strong and on the upward trajectory to another year of growth. So those are the 3 myths in the market that I wanted to debunk. I do want to leave you with one main point, and that is the Toronto real estate market has proven to be time and time again resilient. Despite the stress test, despite the Ontario Fair Housing Plan and now the pandemic, it just keeps coming back and always faster than most analysts predicts. Even if you're not a numbers person, you can just see by observation that Toronto is a great city and people want to live here, and they justify that by buying real estate at the market price. As someone who grew up in Toronto, I honestly love the city and I wouldn't live anywhere else. Okay, that's all for today. Please share my video to anyone who may find this information helpful. If you have any questions about the market or would like to engage me in your thoughts surrounding the future of the Toronto real estate market, please reach out to me here or simply contact me at www.reallyrealtor.ca. And if you like my content, please hit subscribe on my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Until next time, be well, and I'll see you soon.